one of those players who, if they do not get the victory out here, will not be going through to the grand final or the final for the first time ever.
Yeah, definitely. And remember, the way you want to win these games, you know, these draw spots that have these river rotations, lakes, the oceans to play off of, anything that revolves around the fishing harpoon meta inherently will have an advantage coming into this whole thing. Or a spot like Slurpee Swamp, so you can really stack up on the heels, right? Come out way above in advance. Here's Walkman and Claw. Remember, none of these fights really matter outside of the surge. These points don't accrue anything. It's about clutching up. It's about winning your drop and making it to those final moments. And Walkman's already down for the count, and that's going to be the first trio to get wiped up here from ADV Skills, QX there, and of course the last but not least, Soul 369. So the big clutch for them, the first Elim, the first team taken out, no longer now has a chance at the final run. One sniper shot can truly open this up, and let's not forget, they don't have that much loot down below, so Felix's job here is to, at the very least, play for some tags here. A sniper shot will be much warranted.
Oh, the body shot right there. Crouches down is the animation for the ammo chest. I was going to say this could be a good spot. If they can wipe this team, I'm looking at a lot of fishing holes, which I'm looking at floppers, I'm looking at heals, and that's what you need to try and win these games. Every other region has gone to heal-offs. We've talked about them. We had OCE. It went down to a tragic misplay on the medkit as we thought, but turned out to be a glorious play from low ground with the big chill. The snowball interrupted it and managed to not win the heal-off. We saw Middle East went to, what was it, like a minute heal-off monster. All of these games have gone to a heal-off, and I'm sure today will here. So you've got to look for who has the meds, but a lot of those teams have managed to find them in endgame. They didn't take them into endgame, as we have Scripted team we've watched all day today in Heat 4 Monster, and they just fell short trying to do big things here in the reboot round, but this is a scary way for it to start.
Yeah, this is a reset. Obviously, everyone coming back from a 30-minute interval, right? So everyone got a little bit of a break here to kind of reconfigure, retune, if you will, for the Lazy Lake drop spot here. And now Script's going to be the first to fall, and they actually had the advantage coming into that, so didn't expect that. But take a look, Sebi is going to roll up. They land outside of this drop spot. Cammy splits out. They get together, and now they're pushing into Lazy Lake for a big fight. This is a bit of a surprise play, and they're coming in healthy right now. I'm trying to move around over there, and they might be setting up an ambush. Yes, Calculator is singled out by himself. Gets into that feed though. Spare both Felix and crew still pushing onto players, and this time they find Stretch, Zayt Saf here, who are trying to play the Hydro Dam split.
And that's it, the Hydro Dam split. It's not about just the Hydro Dam. That obviously gives you that RPG, which we all know is in the hands of Zayt. Going to try and use that to have their big game on high ground. But the way this split works is you need to get this flush factory loot. You need to get all the loot in between, because Hydro Dam, while having the RPG, does not have enough loot for a full trio. Stretch has the 4 splashes, the 2 floppers, and this is the team with all eyes on them. The upset that there would be if we didn't have Zayt, Saf, and Stretch in the trio FNCS finals would be astronomical. We've talked about how Stretch is trying to defend his title of making every single FNCS grand final appearance. This time he wants to book it to the trio finals, but Zayt and Saf, they may not have made it in solos, but they've made all the team game modes as well. They are known for these kind of plays, but the thing is, it's different Fortnite Monster. We talked about it. Yes, they are the best at getting victory royales. They're one of the only teams in this right now who didn't get top 8, who got a victory royale, picking up one in their first game of Heat 4 today, but I think they're still going there, but you're right. It's the pivot down towards the Misty Meadows Lake, and I think they prioritized fishing more than they normally would. And a lot of eyes were on this team for several reasons. One, the fact that they set the point record globally during the qualifying weeks. They won week 2, they won a game in game 2, and it was at the hands of that big chill they pick up from Snowmando. But it looks like they don't have it in the inventory. I talked about how insane the big chill was in OCE. The team that picked it up managed to win the entire reboot round, but Colazo's team don't have it. But honestly, I don't think it matters too much. Their loadout was looking ridiculous. The time spent going up to Snowmando, getting the gold and getting that upgrade was spent instead fishing for floppers, and I like that loadout a lot more in this reboot round.
Yeah, definitely playing to the format, definitely, without a doubt. Now you saw lettuce, you saw the cabbage, right? The chug splashes, and of course those fish. That is the white heel that you want in your inventory coming into these final moments. Here's a Minish, a Perta Cozies in the distance here. World Cup class team, Megga, Dubs, Eclipsae, parked up, sitting up.
for Calc, Furious, and Sebi, and this is a winning loadout. They have the firepower, they have the spare shields, and they're stacking the white meds on their competitive veteran Calc. They've got everything on Calc's back right now. He has the game in front of him to win, and he has all the heals. If he gets headshot sniped, if he moves the wrong way, if something like this happens with a bit of spray from an opponent and he goes down, that could be everything. The amount of trust and faith they have in Calc right now is insane. But if you're gonna believe anyone to do it, it's gonna be our constant final placement. I don't know, Calc's got a lot of pressure, Monster. He's got the competitive kind of experience, but man, the pressure of these reboot rounds, we've seen it crack the best of the best.
Yeah, and you saw even right there, Furious, a champion in his own right, FNCS solo invitational champion, made a small mistake there, editing Sebi down, drawing him into that team fire too. So that's going to be a big setback for their heal situation and for their position now coming into the game. They were in a perfect position. Fury set them back a few stages backwards there, so I am going to wonder if that's going to be the pivotal moment for them as to why they maybe don't make it out of this round right here. Every single stage matters right now. Every step you take here in these games matter. You need a perfect round of Fortnite.
You do, and I just saw Zayt and Saf, and I saw Saf looking very low as we're only 5 above. Calc getting the crucial shots they need. I talked about how the first Storm Surge threshold didn't happen, but now it is 50. In the next 30 seconds, once this zone starts closing in, they've got until it closes to get below 50 players or get their damage above that threshold. It is going to be incredible right now. They're only 93 above. They're getting their shots down. They're getting their damage. And again, I can't stress enough, Calc's loadout right now. If you looked at Sebi, you looked at Furious, they are putting everything on Calc's back by giving him all the meds. They're not splitting it between their teams because they know, like Monster just said, they don't need a good game of Fortnite. They need the perfect game of Fortnite. And when you need a perfect game, you have to rely on your leader to come out on top. Dubs, Megga, and Eclipsae in a beautiful spot there. I'm also seeing Cozzies, a Minished, and a Perta in the distance there. So many teams are setting up for success, and this zone is going to dictate everything.
Scary trio down low as well. Right underneath this half in, half out is going to be Who Fishy, Joji, and Tabs. So they all just pulled this. Everyone here just pulled the half in, half out, including Calculator and Sebi and everyone else that's in this little pocket right here. All of these players are going to be pulling up this half in, half out zone. Take a look. Tabs under pressure. No, it is the Storm Surge. It's active onto Joji. Tabs G, Who Fishy's already down and out. He is gone from the lobby. Their run is now over. It's up to Joji and Tabs to really clutch up here, and Tabs barely a slither away. So it looks like Who Fishy might have thrown his game into Colazo, D-Roller, and Class to save his squad.
Oh my gosh. This dropout runner, that just dropped out Stretch, Saf, and Zayt. Eclipsae, Dubs, and Megga, they just all got dropped out. Rokane's taking shots. They're trying to build. Saf's on the other side of high ground as well, so Saf and Zayt were over there. They're going up for it. This is what we expected to see. We have Zayt, Saf, and Stretch setting up on their throne. They are going for high ground. These are your high ground kings. Most of the community is looking at them to win the Victory Royale. They're knocking out the builds. They're using the RPG to close everyone out. They're playing Fortnite the way they do, and it is for Victory Royales. But can anyone upset the storyline? Can anyone take their throne? Because there is no better time to do it than on the FNCS reboot round for NAE East, because that has all eyes on it. Everyone's waiting for this moment, but Zayt, Saf, and Stretch always find themselves on the high ground. But earlier today in their Heat 4, they had it 3 times. They won once, and they lost it twice. So they need to break that narrative here, and right now they're building up for it. They're trying to extend out, seeing where first rotating zone goes. Everything is on them right now.
Yeah, and it only took 1 rocket to take out Dubs, Megga, and Eclipsae from that high ground hold. So the perfect find for them. And now it looks like the zone's been revealed. Zayt's already making a mad dash for it, trying to slide on up, trying to get himself 1 step closer. These rockets are going to be perfect for disrupting the other high ground side. It's Zuki and Fatch, and they actually don't have a lot of HP. They land at the white tag, and yes, Zayt's going in for it. They're pushing. Those AR tags were good from Saf and Stretch, so that's perfect backup. Anyone who's looking up to put some shots down, they're firing back, but the lobby's fighting back as well.
Oh, it's D-Roller, Class, and Colazo are going up for it. They peeked their heads up. They said, hey, we might challenge the Kings. And no, they got squashed. They got pushed back down so quickly. Zayt took 2 big AR tags in return. I think it was 2 headshots. But right now, Zayt's team has invested so much into this monster. If they lose it now, they have no chance of closing out the game. This is Zayt to a T. He has invested everything in the win. If they hold this high ground, they can do it. If someone challenges them, if someone steps up and takes this from them, they have no chance for recovery. They are betting betting everything on this early high ground as players like Calc, Furious, and Sebi are pushing to the front side. They're holding on to their meds. They're expecting players to go up and aggressively push Zayt to try to dethrone them. But honestly, right now, my money is on Calc's team. They look better down here unless something goes wrong, and Calc is playing aggressive. He's knocking people down. He's not playing scared, but Sebi's on the back foot. He's been focused up. They have to transfer these meds over, and they're 40 below. That's why Calc's playing aggressive, Monster. 71 below. 16 players have to go down. They need damage. They can't play the game the way they wanted to. They can't get frontside. They need to find eliminations. They're now above. They're back below. This is everything for this team. They need to find something. They have to get into a team. No one's around them.
Yeah, they're going back and forth for it right now. It's no one is safe right here, and this is why they're trying to get so active. And there's not a single other player on the low ground. They have the respect here. But up top, there's still more going down. Stretch looking pretty decent, but running out of material. How long would their high ground run last here? They do find some mats here. They might have to fight for it too. Zaf trying to get in there.
I think they have to fight for it. We have 5 splashes, 2 floppers, the med kit, the heal off is on Stretch. I talked about how Calc's team was putting everything on his back to hold on to this one. They're putting everything on Stretch's back here. He has all the meds. He can't go down. He needs to play it safe. He gets an elimination onto Straw Hat Charlie. Nounsy goes down. Kalazo, D-Roller, and Class are lighting up the feed right now. Niddle goes down as well. Stretch gets another knock. They're setting up for it. They're going for the heal off. Saf has the material right now. We're only on 8th zone. We still have to make it 37 more seconds, and then 9th rotating. Monster, if this goes back, I have to think high ground can come out on top, but if it keeps pulling across, everything's on Calc right now. I talked about how the team was on his back. Their qualification is on his back. He's on the low ground. He has the splashes. He has the floppers, and he has fallen for the first time in competitive Fortnite history. Calculator will have to watch the FNCS finals.
He's going to have to watch it from the sidelines, and who will make it all the way through? So far, it's Zayt Saf and Stretch. This will be a legendary run if they can maintain the fact that they've made it to every single FNCS. That's what's on the line here for Stretch. That's what's the reputation up in the air. And look at that. The Harpoon's going to pull in 6 more Chug Splashes. Aussie, you have to assume they are in the most prime situation right now. The best position to overtake this lobby now.
They are. It pulled across. It didn't go back through all builds. Everyone is fighting. I only see one more full trio down there. It's Megga, Dubs, and Eclipsae. They're dropping all the meds to Stretch. This is everything. All eyes on this team. Zayt, Saf, and Stretch, 3 of the most notable players in NAE East, have left it to the reboot round. There is no other trio in this. They have the high ground. Megga has the med kit. He has the floppers, but they don't have the builds. They're on low ground. They're handing each other meds. It's not going to matter. It's not going to come down to it. You're popping the med kit now. There's 49 seconds. Zayt, Saf, and Stretch have dominated this lobby. They're not even going to let it go down to a heal off. Dubs is in shambles. Megga's back in Storm. He finds more meds though. He gets more splashes. He gets more floppers. Is this enough? He can pull off the double med kit. They RPGs them. They take down Dubs, but they don't take down Megga. He's deep in Storm. Stretch is setting up. He's looking. He's got the meds, but he's also got the eyes in the sky. Who has more meds? Stretch or Megga? Megga went out deep. He went in early. He's pushing back in. He knows he doesn't have it. He can't get the med kit off. That's it. As long as Stretch heals this, Zayt, Saf, and Stretch will be going through to the grand final. Wow. Stretch holds on to his history. He goes into every single FNCS grand finals. And what a game. Look at the loadout they had left.
Yeah, again, Zayt, Saf, and Stretch taking it home, man. They had height from half and half the 5th zone. There was a stat that we explained earlier. I believe it was 84% of the games that Zayt, Saf, and Stretch have high ground in half and half, they win. 84% of those. And then we saw earlier today, 2 of those games, they had height in half and half, and they ended up losing those games. They didn't win them. So when we saw that they had height in half and half, we were talking about it. We were like, dude, 84% chance they win this game, right? Like, they have to. And they pulled it off. They held height with the RPG. They went